Good afternoon.
Solidarity.
Solidarity forever.
Thank you, Peggy. I recognize the presence of the returning officer, Mr. Kawe, who was once Assistant Labor Commissioner, now retired. I recognize the presence of the National Executive Secretary of FFTUZ and all national unions represented. I recognize the presence of the press, and also thank you, the delegates who are here today. My dear colleagues, the time has come for me to say goodbye. Everything has an end. As earlier explained in my report, I go away as a very, very happy person, and I have no hard feelings for anyone. Please, I plead with all those who are standing today that you have seen through my reports how much we have done, where we are coming from, and where we are going. We are 52 years old. It's not a joke. Most of the people who started the union did not have the luxury of having quadrennial conference in the hotels, in holiday inns, and so on and so forth. When I started as a trade union leader, we used to have our conferences in classrooms until 1988, when we first had a conference in this same room under the theme, Building a New Zofia. So we come from a very difficult background. Over the years, we have worked hard and improved this union. That's why, as I stand here, as a person who was talking to our second president who has passed on, he used to explain to me how, when they are recruiting members in Zofiao, they would go to Mansa, and they had no money. They would sleep at the bus stop, and then the next day they recruit back to the bus stop until they board a bus back home. I remember myself as a worker educator, a young worker educator. Zofiao had no vehicles. We used to go on buses. I think Mansa remembers. Difficult times those days of UNIP, you'd sleep so many times on the way before you reach Mansa. So I experienced the hardships of working with Zofiao. Over the years, we have worked hard, and we are what we are today. Dear colleagues, I plead with you that look after this union very, very well. Be accountable. Don't steal. What is yours is not yours. Members' funds are members' funds. They are not yours. Account for the money. What has made most unions to collapse are thefts. Zofiao has put in place very effective financial regulations which were adopted at the Congress, which we should all follow, and which you members here must provide checks and balances to make to yourselves, to your members, and ensure that all the funds are properly accounted for. We are happy here, we are wearing t-shirts, we are wearing caps, we are sleeping well because the finances have been properly accounted for. We are also very happy that we have started investing, and it should not end at the training center better, we should see more investment by Sujab. I've done my part to the effect of carrying out my work and carrying out your instructions, and I've done it to the best of my ability. I thank you all, and I acknowledge the support, respect that you gave me. It was not easy as a woman leader. Sometimes I was rebuked just for being a woman. But I didn't care because I knew what I was doing. A very supportive National Executive Council, except for a few. But in leadership, you always not be liked by everybody. Some people just hate your face. You have to accommodate them. Others criticize you even for doing good things. You have to accommodate them. Others criticize you because they want you to do better. You have to acknowledge them. So, leadership is not easy, but leadership has its own benefits. I stand here before you. I've had my own benefits of being a leader, which I acknowledge. So, dear colleagues, I love a gathering that is participatory, that when people speak out, we expect to listen. I love that. That's why in 1990, I stood as a youth and campaigned vigorously for the introduction of multi-party democracy, because I believe in democracy. The youth remember that you are the future leaders of Sufia. So, work hard, understand the structures. Don't rush to wanting to be in the National Executive Council. Learn the rope. I wouldn't be standing here if I wanted to be quickly to go into the National Executive Council. I worked at branch level. I rose to district level. I also am a worker educator. I moved from there. I was a founder member of the Women's Committee, together with my colleagues, Mrs. Daka, who would have been here today, but she wasn't feeling very well. But she attended the Women Conference. So, I went through all the structures of the union before I became the general secretary. And because of that, it was easier for me to perform, because I knew all the structures of the union, their challenges and their difficulties. So the youth, we as Zufiao, are shown the way, as your theme went, and the journey is yours. As of staff, I don't know how I can thank you, because without your muscle, no will would have changed in that office. I'll always owe you a debt of gratitude. I was a very hyper manager. Sometimes I felt sorry for you as you ran all over, and I was that floor they will miss my voice. And by its nature is a crisis management. We would be sitting and we are very happy today, everything is fine, a bombshell. We start running all over, all the programs finished. We can't handle them, we start something else. So that's how unions operate. You can't play. So you have to be, I don't know what I can say. I don't know what I can call it. It's quite something very serious. She found and no one could teach her what to do. I said, just you learn as we go along. And I could see the young girl was confused. We are so, and anytime anything can happen. So I would like to also thank the employers for the respect they gave me. I go away with a lot of respect from employers. Nobody has ever turned me away when there's anything or I want to talk to them on issues that affect the workers. And they didn't just respect me. I gained it. And that is the way to go. If employers know that you are firm, you are honest, they'll respect you. But if they know that you are bribable, they will not respect you. And the union will suffer in such a situation. To those I may have offended me, I had an obligation to deliver. I told you, because of my job, please and forgive me. I pay tribute to Fairmount Hotel, who I've worked with for a very long time, and we have a very good working relationship, and I hope the incoming executive will continue having a good relationship with Fairmount Hotel. And to the Livingstone, who I may want to stand the district branch, where are you? I thank you very much. It was not easy. You worked so hard. The 100. The press, I thank you for the respect you have all shown to me. We worked well. Of course, sometimes you hammered us, but we never hated you because you were just doing your job. Sometimes we accepted your criticism. Sometimes we thought you were ignorant and we ignored your criticism. It was part of the game. But I thank you for the respect you have shown me, and I'll always do a debt of gratitude. To FFTUZ, I'm still with you, but I still say thank you for having come to escort me. That's the love I'll never forget. So, dear colleagues, I prepared something for you. Where is it? So that you remember me from, let me just show the thank you. I was honored by Bulletin newspaper. I think you all saw it in the shops. I felt very honored when they came to me and said, Joyce, you are one of our people. We would want to honor by featuring you in our magazine under the title, The Woman Who Broke the Ceiling. So I was very touched when an old white man, the owners of this magazine, walked into my office. And I thanked him, and I was very, very excited. So this is the gift I leave to you. They made a bit of mistakes on the Constitution of Zufiao, but it's okay. You know the truth yourselves. And also, my heart. I cried one day when the training center could not take off, because knowledge is power. I'm standing here because of the knowledge I've gained from workers' education programs. So, when I told my colleagues in this same building here, when they said, General Secretary-elect, you are going to stay in Olympia, I said that house, my proposal to the Congress is that it turn it into the training center, because we need to educate as many members as possible. I don't need that house. I have my own house already. And the Congress accepted. It took us so many years to try and transform that place. But We ended up in court, most of you know, until finally we won the case and we had to build it before we came to this conference. The next door, again a miracle, was a very beautiful plot which we all eyed as Zufiao. Every day we wanted to know who the owner was and we wanted to buy it, and because it's next to the training center. I think most of you have been there. Now, again another miracle from God, we gave up because one of our members, the caretaker then, apparently one day met this owner and told her that the people of this training center really want to buy your plot because it has been there for too long. She said, don't tell them there is no way I can sell it. So we forgot about it. So one day he came running to my office and said, that training center that plot you want, they put a poster that is on sale. I said, what? Did you see the owner? He said, yeah, I saw her. I said, rush back and tell her that Zufiao is interested to buy the plot. And we can come or she can come. But she came to the office. What was shocking, this same lady has known me for many years, the young girl, and she said, that's the cousin Joyce. No, if a plot, then we talked about it. She said, I'll charge you 500 million. We pleaded with her that we can't afford, and eventually she reduced it by 50 million. So we acquired that plot, and for me, God had answered the National Executive Council prayer. So to God we say thank you, because that plot will house 20 rooms self-contained as a hostel for Zufiao, and then our members up country will come and stay longer to be educated than they would if they were to live in a hotel. Because the courses colleagues will have to go through, some of them have to last 2 weeks. That's what I went through myself as part of workers' education. Not 2 days. You can learn very little. So this is my heart. I'm very excited that finally our training center was officially opened. So for me, my tour of duty is now complete. And I thank you, and God bless you.
Gentlemen, this moment is very emotional, very touching, but I guess it's worthwhile. We want to say thank you on behalf of the women. We don't want to remain behind. I'm sure the men have done their part, but as women, we want to say thank you in a very special way. So on behalf of the Women's Committee, we have something, a very small token to give you so that you remember us. In short, we are just reciprocating. Wow. You know, women are always organized.
So you mean men are not organized?
No, not really.